Hey, I wanted to make a quick video regarding the greeting, and when you're talking to somebody, kind of sometimes we can tend to limit what we offer, or maybe we can sometimes be too specific even. So one thing I like to do, some people say, is this life insurance? And I'm like, yes and no. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people have something in place already. The majority of people, especially the good ones, the ones that I would like to sell to, the buyers that I want to sell to, already have life insurance. They already have something in place, which is great because it's not always easy when this is their first time. It's actually better for us when they already do have coverage. In fact, I prefer that they have coverage. So one thing I would say is, and another thing I like to do is ask them, when you did do this, did you do it on the phone or in person? That's another thing just to ask, side note, but that's not why I'm making this video. You don't want to limit yourself to burial coverage, life insurance, final expense, cremation. So sometimes it's a lot to say, but if you can say it, this has really helped me. So this is final expenses, whole life, burial, cremation. And they're like, they never already got that taken care of. No, I figured you did, but it's just extra money for your kids. It's just extra money for your grandkids. So there's really 5 things that this is. It's kind of like mortgage protection. What is mortgage protection? It's life insurance, typically term, $50, $100, $200, $300,000 policy that will pay off somebody's mortgage when they die. It's life insurance, but they call it, the people who sell it, mortgage protection. We can call this final expenses. We can call this burial insurance. We can call this cremation insurance. We can call it life insurance, but you never obviously want to use life insurance like, oh yeah, do you have any life insurance? Like when you're further into a call, not in the first 2 to 5 minutes, you can get into the specifics and you can be more specific, but you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot in the first 2 minutes of a call by limiting yourself or being too specific on what you can do for the client and what you can offer. Because sometimes people's attention spans, they're just like, they're used to scrolling now. Even people that they blame millennials for being on their phones all the time, but the truth of the matter is, adults are just as bad about, walking around looking down at their phones as people 31, 21. Sure, maybe it's a little bit worse for the generation that's a little younger, but I see grown, old people, adult babies doing what they accuse these kids of doing these days, which is walking around scrolling, so their attention span's really low. So you don't want to limit yourself to what we offer, and you want to be, because they're going to scroll, they're going to move on, they're going to go past you, they're going to hang up. We're on the phone, we have very little time to convey sometimes what we want before the person completely tunes us out, or like if you're not fully engaged on these calls, this is another side note, just a bonus added piece to this video. If you're not fully engaged on the calls that you're making, then you're doing yourself a great disservice, because by not being fully engaged on the call, then what you're doing is you're causing yourself to lose their attention, and that attention is sometimes, it's not always going to be like right now. Like I just turned on this light outside and my attention went off the video for a second. You could have turned this off in that time, or you could have tuned me out already. Maybe you've already tuned me out, right? And so it's the same thing, man. Like your time is limited. You got to use it wisely. And sometimes like we only have so much time to give, and so do they, and they get lots of calls. So you have to differentiate yourself from everybody else that's calling them. So just give this a shot, try it out. Let me know how it works. I want to hear how successful it is for you. All right, thank you.